Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rose and Kiari. Thank you so much for the love that you have shown. Thank you for liking, thank you for watching my videos, and thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. So today we are in the farm. I have something special for you. I want us to do something about maize. Let us deal agricultural business, and we talk about agricultural business. So I want us to talk about this popular crop that we all know, and this is maize. So maize is the staple food in Kenya. We all know that, and the biological name for maize plant is maize. So maize plant is planted in areas where there are wet and cool conditions, where there is high amount of rainfall, for example 1200 millimeters per annual. That is where maize crop is planted. So maize is also planted intercropped with other crops. For example, beans can also be intercropped with maize. You can also intercrop maize plant using potatoes. So this planting of maize, what can we learn today from this planting of maize? There are different varieties of maize which are planted in different parts in Kenya. For example, in the wet and cool conditions, we have the H22, the hybrid 622. We also have the hybrid 613. Those are some of the varieties which are planted. We also have Pioneer. We also have Duma 43. They are very common. Many farmers know that. We also have Katumani 513, which is planted in the dry areas. For example, Machakos, as it sustains the conditions there, it is suitable to grow well with little water in it. So those are some of the maize varieties planted in different areas. So also the importance of intercropping maize with other crops. For example, as you have said before, you intercrop maize with potatoes or beans, is to enable equal balance of nutrient exchange. And maize, we know it is a leguminous crop to the soil. Maize adds nitrogen in the soil. So for example, if you intercrop it with either potatoes, some of the nutrients, for example magnesium and nitrogen, will be equally balanced in the soil. Then what can we learn about maize? Maize does not require a lot of space for you to plant it. You can just plant it in your small space, garden, kitchen if you have one, or also if you have a large piece of farm, it is suitable that you plant maize wholly. So maize can be planted in two ways, but the best way which you can plant maize so that you can get a good number of your harvest is through row planting. Row planting is whereby, for example, as you can see, row planting is whereby you create rows in between the maize plants, and per hole you plant one or two seeds of the variety of maize that you want to plant. The importance of using row planting is that you will be able to get a certain number of your harvest crop. You will be able to perform other practices in between the maize crop, and also you will be able to treat some of the pests and disease or some weeds that may grow in between the crops. Also, let us tackle about weeds. So what is a weed? We all know that weed is any crop that grows where it is not wanted. In simple terms, that is what a weed is. For example, we have a good example here. This is Mexican marigold. It is a common type of weed which in Kikuyu it is known as mufangi. Mexican marigold, it is a weed which commonly attacks maize crops. So some of the ways that we can treat these weeds is by uprooting them. That is one way, because weeds compete with the maize crops for nutrients, and as they compete, weeds tend to obtain a lot of nutrients, and the maize crop will not obtain the correct number of nutrients that it is supposed to. Then we also have this. We can see the leaf of this maize. It is attacked by either pest or disease. So there are different pests which attack maize crops. There are field pests and there are also storage pests. So this is a field pest which has attacked our maize crops over here using these samples that we can see. So here is an example. There are holes. When you see holes in your maize plant in the farm, just know there is a pest which is attacking your maize. One way you can use to treat this is by use of, you can use herbicides or you can use pesticides. If it is a fungal disease, you can also use fungicides. That is one way of treating the diseases which attacks maize. Then we also have some of the pests which attack maize. Stalk borers. Stalk borers tend to attack the stalk of maize plants. That is the stalk of maize plants. So if you tend to notice as a farmer, if you notice some of these signs of pest or disease control, please take urge to treat them so that you can have a good harvest of your maize. Okay, what else do we need to learn today? That we need to learn that maize, most of the varieties, especially in the wet and cool conditions, maize takes a period of time like 3 months to grow. When you plant it, when you perform different practices in the farm till harvest time, there are different varieties take different time to grow and mature up to harvest for different maize variety crops. For example, the hybrid 622, it takes a period of 3 months where you plant it and it grows to harvest. So maize takes a different time. We also have a maize variety which is planted in the mountain, the hilly areas, which takes a period of 6 months. So as a farmer, it is necessary that you know when you plant maize, you know the correct timing that you have planted the maize and when you'll tend to get your harvest. So that is a brief episode of our maize plant. Next episode, when we meet again, I want us to compare this particular size or this area where maize is planted, and we compare this side where maize is also planted, because this is also maize crop, but it is poorly grown. It is poorly grown compared to this. So in the next episode, we'll be able to learn why this maize crop is better compared to this. Thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.